According to figures from the U.S. Census Bureau, Americans now spend more money eating in restaurants than they spend on food in grocery stores. The blue line on this graph represents money spent in grocery stores. Historically, it has always been higher than money spent in restaurants, but that changed in 2015. As this red line shows, that's when, for the first time in our nation's history, we spent more money at restaurants than at grocery stores.
Now, to give you an example from my own life, I get nauseated every time I smell onions and peppers because my father, when I was young, forced me to try them, and I hated them. I can't even smell them now without gagging with disgust. And if you can't think of a similar instance in your own lives, let me ask you this. What would you rather sit down to watch a movie? A big bowl of popcorn or Brussels sprouts?
Based on data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, this chart shows the 7 most dangerous jobs in the United States. By far, the most dangerous job is logging, which has approximately 133 fatal injuries per 100,000 workers. Next is fishing at 55 fatal injuries per 100,000 workers, less than half as many as logging. The next 3 jobs all have similar fatality numbers. Roofers at 40, aircraft pilots and engineers also at 40, and refuse collectors at 39. Rounding out the list are structural metal workers at 30 and truck drivers at 24.
Pointillism is an artistic technique in which small dots, or points, of color work together to create a whole image. It thrived during the 1880s and 1890s and is best known today because of the French artist Georges Seurat. Seurat's most famous work is titled Sunday Afternoon on the Island of the Grand Jatte. I'm sure a lot of you have seen photographs of this painting. From a distance, it shows men, women, and children relaxing by a pond in a Paris suburb. But look what happens when we take a closer look. Now, when we focus on the mother and child, we begin to see the details of Seurat's technique. You can see even more if we move in closer on the child. Notice how the child's face and hat are actually the result of different dots of color, some lighter, some darker. As viewers, we put the dots together in our minds to create the whole image.
Lead in our drinking water comes primarily from lead pipes that carry water into our homes, offices, schools, and dormitories. It's hard to say exactly how many lead pipes are out there. A 2016 article in the Detroit Free Press explains that most cities didn't track the use of lead pipes historically. However, a recent study by Joseph Ferry, an economist at Northwestern University, shows that around 6 million homes receive water through lead pipes. Another 81 million homes receive water through pipes with lead soldering and fixtures, which can leach just as much lead into the water supply as the pipes themselves.
According to Alan Eason, Chief Strategy Officer at Verimatrix, the security of every connected device matters. Alan Eason knows. He's been a cybersecurity industry veteran for more than 15 years and is a renowned leader on the topic of device security. Almost every device these days runs on some kind of software, Eason said. From our cars that run millions of lines of code, to our home appliances, and to our smart speakers. Good cybersecurity can be the difference between a hacker spending a few days finding a vulnerability or spending months or even years without making much progress.